Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I make delicious, smooth, creamy Greek yogurt in my Instant Pot, and it seriously costs me next to nothing. All right, you guys, if you're new here, hello, I'm Claire. Come on in, make yourselves comfortable, and get ready to make some yogurt. My family loves Greek yogurt. It's a really easy way for us to get a lot of protein in, and my husband especially eats it at least twice a day. I'm not even kidding. And we used to buy those little yogurt cups. Once in a while, we'd get like one of the bigger ones in an attempt to save a little bit of money. And then I got an Instant Pot and it changed the game. So my husband's favorite brand is Chobani, but you'll see coming up, you can use any brand that you want, whatever your preference is, whatever you want your yogurt to taste like. Use that brand to start your yogurt for the first time. And the big tubs of Chobani are like $5, and the amount that this recipe will make is like, I don't know, like almost a gallon. So it's an insane deal. So if you already have an Instant Pot, of course, then definitely use your yogurt function. If you don't already have an Instant Pot and yogurt is something that you know you are absolutely going to make with your Instant Pot, in the end it will save you a lot of money, or it will pay for your Instant Pot in the amount that you save on your yogurt. I will leave like all of the instructions that I'm saying for the yogurt down in the description below for you to reference at any time. I found that to be very useful when I was learning how to do it for the first time, because there is some troubleshooting along the way. I will leave some like frequently asked questions in the description too, because it looks really easy, but sometimes it can be temperamental. All right, and without further ado, let's make some yogurt. All right, before we get started on the yogurt, I do want to point out that I have an Instant Pot Duo. There's a few types of Instant Pots, so I thought I would let you know. The one that I have is the Duo, and it has the yogurt button on it. All right, let's get going. You need two things to make yogurt. You need a yogurt starter and you need some milk. I am using this entire gallon of whole milk. This is just regular pasteurized milk, and I'm also using, this is actually yogurt from my last batch, but you just pick your favorite yogurt if this is your first batch. Just be sure that it is plain yogurt and that it has active cultures in it. I will leave some examples of what the active culture names will be, but it'll be right on the side of your yogurt. Now I'm going to put my entire gallon inside of my Instant Pot. It is easier to do this by the half gallon, but I'm going to do the whole thing today, and I will let you know along the way kind of the differences that you need to sort of adjust if you're going to do a huge pot like mine. Now I'm going to hit my yogurt button until it says boil, and I am just going to leave it there, and it only takes a few minutes. Now, here is the biggest difference you're going to notice with the half gallon versus the whole gallon. We are trying to get up to 180 degrees. We want to kill any bacteria in this milk or your yogurt will taste terrible. So I've noticed that when I use an entire gallon of milk and I use the boil function, it only gets me to about 150 degrees instead of that 180. I'm pretty sure if you did just a half gallon, you would reach the temperature that you needed, but because I have really filled this Instant Pot, it's hard to get up there. So after I do my first boil, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the mode to the saute function, and then it's only gonna take another few minutes to bring it back up to that 180 degrees. You could do the saute from the very start. However, I like to use the boil function first so that I don't get a big layer of scorched milk along the bottom of the Instant Pot, because it's a pain in the butt to clean. All right, once we have reached that 180 mark, that means you are good to go for that milk. You're gonna take it out, and people kind of have different ideas of what to do next. I like to cool mine down right away on ice. This will only take about 20 minutes. You're gonna wanna bring it down to about 110 degrees, but if time is not an issue for you, you can leave it right in the Instant Pot. It will just take a lot longer to cool down. I like to see how fast it's going down because it gives me sort of an idea when to come back and check it, and I just check it every couple of minutes until it's right at that sweet spot, right between 108, 110, and no higher than 115. I do want to note that because the Instant Pot has just that warning that there is possible electrical shock, so if you're going to do this, make sure you dry off the bottom of your Instant Pot. Do not put a soaking wet Instant Pot back inside. I do not want you to get electrocuted. So once you've got that, you can put it right back in. And now it is time to add your yogurt. I have been using the same yogurt over and over and over. And after this batch is done, I will take a bit and throw it in the freezer and use it again and again and again. And for the full gallon, you're going to need about 1/4 cup of yogurt. If you're going to do a half gallon, you just need a couple of tablespoons. Again, if you're doing this for the very first time and you're purchasing yogurt, just pick a brand that you really like, because that's what your yogurt will taste like. And make sure it is plain yogurt and that it has active cultures inside. It is worth noting that you do not need to make sure that your seal is on or off. The yogurt function does not use the pressure cooker in any way, so that doesn't really matter. And now it's time to press your yogurt button and set your time. You'll notice I set mine for 12 hours, which seems like a crazy long time, but I check it anywhere between 8 and 12. The longer you leave it in, the thicker it will be. This time, right before I went to bed, it was about 10.5 hours, and I thought that was just fine. It doesn't need to be in any longer than that, but it could. It wouldn't hurt it. And now I am going to take it out. You can see it is really thick. It pulls away from the sides, but of course we want to get all the liquid out because we do want to make Greek yogurt, not regular yogurt. So we want it to be nice and thick and creamy. Now, a lot of recipes will tell you to just strain it with one of these mesh strainers, but I find that that doesn't work as well as one of my favorite tools in the kitchen, and that is muslin. It's super cheap fabric. If you watched my cheese video, you know I use this for cheese as well. I also use it in my yogurt. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line 2 strainers that are also inside of bowls, which will catch all the liquid that comes out. With these muslin cloths. Now, if you're only doing a half gallon, you only need one of these, but because I did the whole gallon, it's going to make 2 giant bowls of yogurt. So I'm just making sure I'm lining those nicely. And now I'm just going to split the yogurt between the 2. Right now, it might look kind of lumpy and weird, and that is because it's just in that middle stage before we get all that extra liquid out. And I promise you tomorrow, it will blow your mind how thick and smooth it is. I'm just going to lift it up here to show you like how much liquid is coming off of it. If you watched my cheese video, this is a lot slower of a process than when you're straining your cheese. And I'm actually going to leave this in my refrigerator all night and just let it slowly strain. Everybody's recipe for this has different times that they like to use. I just like to throw it in overnight. If it becomes too dry for you, you can always add a little bit of that liquid back in. So I just like to leave it all night. And you will need a little bit of room in your fridge for this because this is a lot of yogurt. All right, it is the next morning and I am pulling my yogurt out of the fridge. I did get quite a bit of liquid out of them. Last time I posted my cheese video, I got some ideas of what to use with the whey, which is what's left over. There's a lot of protein in there. So you don't need to discard that. If you find a use for it, totally use it. That saves you even more money in the long run too. And of course, I love a recipe where you use all the little bits. You'll see, just like I said, it is so thick and creamy, you guys. Like, it is the thickest yogurt of all time. And we are going to transfer it over into this big container. Some people like to put them into little like individual jars so that they're like ready to go. If you're meal prepping, that's wonderful. However, we like to use our yogurt in a lot of different ways. So we just keep it in one giant container in the fridge for the week. And I told you guys, this makes the most obscene amount of yogurt. Watching this back right now, I'm almost like, wow, we eat that much yogurt in a week? Like, that's crazy. And of course, don't throw that muslin away. Wash it, use it again. I am going to add just a little bit of that liquid back in. just because it was a little on the dry side. And sometimes I like to store it in the fridge with a little bit of that liquid on top. Then whoever's using it can just incorporate it back in. And this is going to be my starter for my next batch of yogurt. I always do it at the beginning so that I don't forget. And because I make it weekly, I can store this in the fridge. But if you're not going to make it weekly, pop it in your freezer and it'll last a really long time. One of my favorite things to make is a parfait. Like I said, my husband eats one every morning. We throw some blueberries in there and some granola. Sometimes he'll throw some frozen strawberries on the bottom and take it to work, and by the time he's ready to eat, they're thawed. So that's always a good idea. We also like to add jam as one of our mix-ins. It's a really easy way, especially this time of year where fresh fruit isn't always super available. So you could just throw some jam in there and eat it just like this. However, for the kids, I love to make little popsicles out of it because it seriously does taste like an ice cream treat. And your kids would never know that it's actually Greek yogurt. So that's something my kids always look forward to eating. All right, you guys, there you go. That's how you make yogurt in your Instant Pot. This yogurt is so incredibly versatile, you guys. My husband eats one of those parfaits every single day. My kids love the jam popsicles, and other things I've done in the past, I've added like a packet of like Jello to it, Jello mix, and that makes it really good. I've also done like a chocolate pudding one. The kids love that, and they have no idea that they're eating tons of protein. They just think it's a snack. So leave me your best recipes or ideas, especially the more creative ones, because you know how I roll, for Greek yogurt down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and happy yogurt making, everyone. I can't wait for you to see how easy it is once you get the hang of it to really save a ton of money on your yogurt. Make sure you come on back. I post 2 videos every week, every Friday and every Sunday. Make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.